Just made the thing messing up. It's coming in and out. So let me see something right quick. Okay, I'm gonna do that and see if it work. Hold on. So I turn on what's name. So I'm just sitting here and getting ready to head out and go over here and take care of some business right quick from somebody in my family. But anyway, yesterday I was sitting up there and I was watching the news and I heard the governor of Minnesota said that it was 7 ICE agents involved in that with the shooting of the guy that got shot Saturday. I can't remember his name. I got a whole lot of stuff going through my mind, and I ain't really been getting no real rest. You know, even like last night, something was just keeping me up. And I believe I was supposed to be praying, and just too tired to even get out of bed and do that. So I just asked the Lord for mercy. But anyway, the young man, he's a nurse. I can't remember his name. He was shot, and the governor of Minnesota got on there, and he was talking about that it was 7 ICE agents that was involved in it. So I kept on watching the thing on ABC News, and I kept on trying to rewind it. I kept on trying to rewind it and to see was it 7 agents involved, because I knew how big of a warning that 7 was to the nation and to President Donald Trump. Because back in 2018 and 19, I gave President Trump and his administration a warning because of what was being revealed to me by the football player Colin Kaepernick. You know, he wore the jersey number 7. And I posted like 3 or 4 videos on that, and then there was a main one that I posted at the end of 2019. All the videos are taken down on Facebook, but I know that President Trump and his administration can take and get in touch with the guy at Facebook, and y'all go down through there. So I'm not just getting on here because the message come from out of Zechariah chapter 7. I remember where the message come from. And I got the book somewhere, and then where I did hope that they didn't get wet when the flood happened, because I was keeping it in the basement. But anyway, make a long story short, it is receipts on here. Facebook got it. I don't. They took down all the videos, and I don't have enough time to download them in a way that I'm learning how to download some of the stuff I got now. So anyway, make a long story short, this leads back to Colin Kaepernick, Zechariah chapter 7, and Jeremiah chapter 7. If y'all remember the last message that I just gave, I think it was on the 24th. I told y'all the last thing that I received on the 20th, when I was told to come back to the Lord and pray after I take and read Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 7 and 14. I was told to come back and pray. Now catch this. Chapter 7, verse 7, verse 14. Then it's 7 from 7 to 14. So you need to catch the flow of the numbers, and if you catch the flow of the numbers will speak to you, and what's being said will speak. You know, and like I said, this ain't just started with me on this. When I come home from the penitentiary in 2001, I was telling, different people I grew up with and different people that I knew and people in my family that numbers talking. People thought I was crazy, and now we're getting to see the fullness of it, those that want to hear. But let me stay on right. Help me out here, Lord. So because I kept on counting 6, and then a guy that was standing by. So that would make 7, but the guy that was standing by, he didn't look like he was involved to me. So that speaks in 2 different ways. The 6 that was on it, we know the 6 points to the flush and sin. You know what I mean? And the one standing by, taking and looking, can reflect, which that would make 7, but they can reflect on seeing what's going on and not moving and do nothing, or knowing that something was wrong and not stepping forward to take and put a stop to it. Like I said, I'm hoping that Christy knows, because a lot of people gonna get mad at me. I feel that her and what they doing need to be done. You know what I mean? I feel she jumped the gun a little bit on what she said, but they doing what needs to be done too. It's just the way that it's been done. Like me and my brother was talking. Me and my brother talked for over an hour and a half yesterday, and we was talking about this. And I was trying to tell him that a lot of people don't really understand why Donald Trump is in office, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people still ain't getting that. He's there for a reason. And something that Marcus Rogers said, he been saying it for the last 3-4 years that I know of, Trump is the last trumpet. And it really didn't hit me to this recently what he was talking about. I was slow to get that, and it didn't resonate to me. I've been hearing a trumpet in the spirit realm coming up out of me even before he got elected, but it got louder when he got into office in 2017. I mean, sometimes the sound would be so like, you know what I mean, you knew that it was a warning. You know, my aunt, she in the house with me, other people in there, sometimes they come and they can tell you when I go to praying, the sound, I mean, it's extreme, and it's just like a trumpet or a bullhorn. I done posted many videos about this. And I really didn't catch it. Started catching it to this recently, and it slapped me in the face yesterday. You know, so we need to pay attention to the signs. And like my more brothers used to always say when we was in the penitentiary, always hear them say signs are simple for the conscious mind, and it is. And there's no coincidence that the brothers that say that on top of, I don't want to pronounce it wrong, on top of their booklet or their Bible, you know, got the number 7 on top of it. You know, with I believe with a picture of their prophet. You know, so anyway, make a long story short, and I'm thinking about how the last thing that came to me when I went back in prayer, the very last thing that come to me was Jeremiah. Remember Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 1 to 12. It's on the video. I posted a video on the 24th, and this came to me on the 20th. And I've been posting videos and doing videos about Jeremiah chapter 7 for the last 4 or 5 years. But last year, I did like 6 or 7 videos just on that. Before the election and after the election. I got them saved. Okay, I'm going to try to find in there. Because I've been giving the same warning that everybody been giving, that's giving right now about Donald Trump. I've been giving it. Other people been giving it too, so I ain't the only one. But I'm just saying, I'm not getting on here all of a sudden hollering. Because a lot of people, they pick it back. But y'all need to pay attention. I know y'all always hear me say her name. Y'all need to pay attention to what the young prophetess Tiffany Montgomery is saying. The brother Brandon, can't think of his last name, but the brother Brandon and a few others that's sitting up and they saying the same thing. Joshua Gill, and I know that I need to do this third part. I just really haven't had any energy, and I know that this is a time-sensitive message. So for y'all that really want to hear, you know what I mean, you know, holler up to God for me, you know. I ask him every day for more of his grace and more of his mercy. But if I can just get this third part done, you know what I mean, y'all will get a better picture of what God is saying between his fruit, his treasure, his gold, and this other world that he already gave us. And if we don't let it go over our head, what Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 is really saying, when he said, 28, when he said, go forth, be fruitful, multiply. You know, it's to do it. We really catch it. He already gave us these other things that Satan got us desiring and lusting over. So we just get all of that. If I could just, you know, I think that I'm tying it in a way that if a person really want to know, they can catch it. And that's what I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to do my best to do that. But I think this last part is going to be the only part I do. I think the other 9 parts of it, I'm just going to write it down. And maybe it'll lead to something else. Because right now, the way that things is going on, it's other stuff from the past that's coming forward that I'm seeing how it connected to this. And like I told y'all in the video, God been working with me about the number 7. Go back and watch the videos. I've been saying that. Go back and watch the video. I just ain't. So if that was really true, what I seen, what I was seeing with my eyes on what the governor was saying, If we pay attention, 6 of them was on them, and 1 was coming forward. Was like standing by. Just pay attention to how that is speaking. And pay attention, Jeremiah chapter 7. Pay attention that on the 7th day, God rested. And he had did a good thing. Just pay attention. 7 is completion. And then we in the year where the year actually breaks down, where it shows you 2 things. You got the number 2 and number 6 in it. Okay, we know the 2 means union or agreement. Second coming, all that. 6 reflects the flush and sin and stuff like Troy Bright saying, I need to get that, send that out too. But anyway, you add both of them together, you got 2 and 6, that's 8. And that's supposed to points to beginning. But beginning of what? And like Apostle Joshua Gill, Prophet Joshua Gill said yesterday, I was watching a video here. Like I said, I've just been tired. And he was saying, we got 12 months to get it right. You pay attention. I've been talking about the number 12. In another video that I posted, I said that things that God was talking to men and women of God about in this time, it wasn't going to be 3-4 years down the line before you see that it's manifest. You were going to start seeing it sooner, and I was saying that I think it was going to even be within 12 months, within a year. Go back and watch the videos. So I'm not just getting on here saying stuff. I gave a warning to President Trump that was quoting Copernicus was a warning. The 7 was a warning. Him getting on his knees and bowing, humming himself was a warning. This is a warning. If what I seen, if I counted it right, with 6 was on him and 1 was standing up, I rewind the video, Sometimes my vision plays tricks on me, but I kept on, and I was coming up with the 7. And I'm trying to be careful of what the news media is saying too, because they're twist up. And I'm paying attention to how you got cameras and stuff everywhere now, video and everything. Like they said, Obama, he had more people up out of here than anybody else. But remember, that administration wasn't being attacked in the way that this administration is. So everything is being filmed. And I admit that, the way that they're going by certain things, you know what I mean, it can be taken dead in another way. But it got to be done. But it got to be done right, too. So bottom line is, I'm getting ready to get off. It's a warning to the nation and a warning to you, President Trump. Again. And you got a lot of people, I done said, I'm not just getting on here saying this now. I've been saying you got people around you that men and women of God, they know that there's certain things that you shouldn't be doing, there's certain things that you're supposed to do. But God wants you to go to him yourself. When you truly start getting on your knees and praying, when you truly get to start doing it yourself, and not just talking, but truly, really start doing it. When you start singing to the Lord yourself, watch what happens. And once you take and turn to him in that way, everything that's coming against you, everything, God, because you're already fighting against some things that's coming, but everything else that's coming against you, you're going to fight against. But if you don't, and you continue to go down the road you're going where you're not listening to certain things, a lot of trouble going to follow you and those close to you. A whole lot of it. And I ain't just getting on here saying this. I told y'all about what got revealed to me one day. My brother, Kate, was diagnosed with cancer. And that same day that they buried Donald Trump, brother, was 8/15, 2020, 8/15 plays for blood. When he got shot, there was blood on the ear. So all that was speaking to me. And God told me then, if he listened, he would back him up. But if he didn't, he would take and deal with him. And I gave that one. And I gave other ones. So I'm not just getting on here. And like Prophet Tiffany Montgomery said, if we just pay attention, to what's going on, we don't want to be on no plane. And we fighting the pilot that's flying the plane. We don't want to do that. It make a whole lot of sense, y'all. Because right now he is the pilot. So we need to be bar in heaven to, hey, touch him. Just like we should have been doing it when Biden was in office. Because people don't want to accept that a lot of them policies, they went against what God was saying. And people still don't want to accept that. A lot of you Democrats' hearts are still hardened to the wrong that was going on when y'all was in office. Plain and simple. Y'all hearts are still hardened towards it. If we don't wake up, everything that's in Deuteronomy chapter 28, from verse 15 on down to 49, gonna start applying to us. But if we wake up, we can still get what God said, the blessings, which is the first 14 verses. Where he'll take and rise up and make our enemies, we can still get that, y'all. And there's some things that we ain't gonna be able to stop. And I've been saying that for a long time. So I ain't, been saying the same thing while he moving, bad things gonna be happening. So I ain't just start saying this, like other people. I've been saying it. Because it's been revealed to me. And I ain't getting on here, I'm a prophet, I'm a servant. I'm a messenger at times. But it's a warning. And I'm going to get on off of it. It's a warning, President Trump. I believe that you're in there to taking care of business. Please open up your eyes and your ears and see and know that you have the power and authority to take and do it in a way that even though the media want to make you look bad, they can't. If you just take your time and do it the right way, just get your people, gather your people together. I was watching something with Bishop Ivy Hillian and an apostle Bishop J. Shears, and they had a little thing where both of them got on, they was talking, and Bishop Shears had said to him, I tried to do this and it didn't work for me. But he said all the men and women, all the men of God that he looked up to, he would take and he would study them. And he would see what they like and what they didn't like, and what was good and what would work. And he would take that into account and he would learn from that. So here it is. I posted a video of President Trump years ago. And I said, that I knew that it was written in Zechariah, and call your friends, Mark Zuckerberg, and tell them to give you those videos so you can watch it. So I ain't one of the ones that just get on here talking. I posted on there that I knew you were supposed to get 2 terms. But I wasn't understanding that God was going to give you a time out, because he had me going to Daniel and reading Daniel, I think it was chapter 4. And in there he set the king down for a time period, then rose him back up. And the in between, in there, you would get 444 out of that number in Zechariah, because it was, I think it was 4 years, 4 months or something like that. But it was 449 that's in verse number 1. I'm trying to pull the stuff up from my head. But in there, it was showing, God was revealing to me through Zechariah chapter 7, verse 1, 2, 7, verse 1. And he was revealing to me through that and through the numbers in that and through Daniel, that he was going to set you down for a while. But when you come back, you know what I mean? I didn't catch it at first, but he was revealing it to me then. And I talked about that a little bit, when you end up winning an election back, and when I come to understand what was going on, because in 2018, 2019, all I kept on saying was you was going to get 2 terms, in the videos and whatnot. And I was saying in 2020, where you had took and did some things where you had let, the nation down and the people down, because you wasn't listening. It's on the videos, and you got access to it. You friend, they got people where they can take and go through all them videos, got the extra help where they can take and do and see that I said some of these things. This was in one video in 2020. He's had 3, 4 of them in 2019, and 2 main ones in 2018. And the ones in 2018, they took them down just like that. They disappeared real quick. This would be even before they start doing what they're doing now. You know, but anyway, make a long story short, it was revealed in there because you get the 444 out of there. So in the middle was a 4 that was in the middle that was in the position that it wasn't supposed to be. Okay, and then when you do 444, that's 12. Okay, so at that particular time, the 4 that was in there in the middle was Biden. I hope this don't go over y'all heads. And that was the 4 that shouldn't have been there. There should have been 2 4s together. Okay, and I just started getting a lot of it after the fact to myself. But anyway, the 3 4s represented government, you know, and man's government, supposed to have been either God's government or the kingdom. You had the 12 of God, but which one was it? At that time, the middle one, 4 that was in, was Biden. He came in between Trump's 2 terms, so Biden ended up being the middle. That was that middle 4 that was leading to a government that God wasn't pleased with. And now that that government is being shaken up and things are trying to be put right, people are so used to the wrong and the evil that was going on that correction they don't want to embrace. Read Deuteronomy to understand it. Read Deuteronomy to understand it. Because if we really pay attention, there's a lot of stuff going on in this. Matter of fact, I'm going to sum it up like this. I'm going to end this. Go and read Exodus. Matter of fact, let me read Exodus. I got my Bible with me. I'm taking brought my Bible with me. Let's read Exodus. Let's read Exodus. Let's do this. And I'm going to end on this. Let's go to Exodus chapter 12. Exodus, and I'm going to end with this. Now I'm going to end with this because I haven't been on here too long. I didn't talk too much. So let's end with this. Okay. Let's end with this. We're in Exodus. So y'all know how to turn this camera. Okay, we're in Exodus. We're in Exodus chapter 12, verse 48. It says, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. The law, now here we go. The laws shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that is sojourns among you. Okay? So in here, it's talking about the people that come in and then living among the Israelites, and them become a one, and the people abiding by their laws and going by their laws, right? The laws of God. Now, in here, we know that they trying to do the Sharia law and all this old other kind of stuff. That ain't coming in this country and being as one. And we not looking at none of that. We not looking at all this stuff that was going on that go against what the founders founded this country on. Yeah, there was freedom of speech, but it was also, up under what? Up under the laws. And there's a lot of things that's taking and going on right here that going against what the laws that were established of this country is about. It wasn't established on no same-sex marriage. They established it up under the Bible. In God we trust. One nation under God. What is that saying? It's talking about one. Anyway, I'm going to get up over here because, just on my heart on that. It's a warning, President Trump, if that was truly the 6 that I was seeing and the one is a warning. I hope you hear somebody get to you that's watching this and they got good common sense and say, hey, man, we got to go about this in another way, because I believe God using you on that thing on Venezuela. I hope y'all do right, so whether y'all can help the people, because that'll be a help to us. I like how you take and You looking at this with Greenland in another way? Thank you. Thank you. Now we got to get a handle on this with Canada. Got to secure our borders in a straight up way. That movie Red Dawn just keep it's speaking to me. We got to get that border secured all the way around. All the way around. And we got to start taking care of our people in here too. I hope that y'all move and do what's right to get the people their insurance so they don't have to pay that high health care coverage. If y'all don't, it's going to hurt y'all in the coming election. I love y'all. Have a blessed day.